Hello guys, welcome for yet another exciting match of the Horus Legion 2021 World Cup. This is Callion against ConstantinValdor. This is our brave Frenchman fighting the horrible German enemy. We are back in the middle of the 20th century, except that we'll all be friends right after we finish killing him. Of course, if he wins, we will still be enemies for life. So, Callion decided to open up with his Corvus Corax, something he doesn't usually do. He hopes to surprise Valdor and to run into a deck that is not stuffed with anti-stealth. Valdor on his end opens with Guilliman. He could also have opened with Exodus or Amon Tauromachian. These are the three warlords. Guilliman is probably the most flexible one, so definitely a safe pick for an opening. Maybe there are other reasons for that opening that just don't come to my mind right now. Okay, we see that Fight 3 developed as tempo is not a very useful card in the matchup because there are not that many troops you can flank into as a neutral army. I mean, yeah, not many avant-garde troops that you can run into. Goes for the Guerrilla tactics. Double hit for 3. The one on Guilliman is not that relevant. It feels nice. And the one on the Fight 3 is actually very relevant. It's a 5 HP difference. So Guilliman hasn't much to do. He just empties, refills his hand with random tactics and use them. That's lame. That's not what you want to do as Guilliman. But I mean, against Ravengard that doesn't play anything, all of your courage effects, they can't quite work, right? So here he does have the anti-stealth. It was reduced by abundant supplies, I guess. And he has the answer on that with a counter attack. So Skittery Protector coming in useful. The discount allows Guilliman to... I don't want to call him Valdor because he's playing Guilliman, but I guess I should say Valdor just because I'm saying Callion sometimes. So the discount allowed Callion not to take the 4 points of damage with his face because it allowed him to use his warlord ability. And now we're bit of trouble because we don't have that many points of damage. I do think that there is a Cadus next in Callion's decks, so we're gonna hope we do into that as soon as possible. Couple of different options. This is the most straightforward one. Just phase rush into it and play the command bridge. Okay, doesn't want to. I guess I would have played the Marauder squad on the Guilliman itself because I don't really care about that 4/5, and that's a lot of points of damage that we stuck into it. We kinda wanted them to go face, but at least he gets rid of that, and now the Fight 3 is an answer. We also saw many direct damage cards, like the opening salvo, so most of the practicals that were generated by Guilliman have been played, so by doing that, he kinda makes sure that there is no answer to that 3/3, and so that 3/3 is actually gonna hit face at least once. So overall, very good decision from Callion. Getting rewarded because there is no answer to that. We could have seen the 8/8 that kills an enemy troop as a courage effect. Luckily for us, the card is nowhere to be seen. Okay, so now we could go for something like Speeder because of the Raven, and maybe just use our ability. Or that too, that's like using the ability is not that relevant. We could see Ravage City and Legionnary instead. I think we're going to seek out to the Raven no matter what. Or maybe he wants Deliverance now. Yeah, the problem with Deliverance is that our opponent is still under a courage effect. Okay, so he wants to save his Cost of the Raven. Doesn't want to play the Q with Adetiash just because it might get our enemy his Marcellus. He already has it in hand. So we kinda wasted 3 points of damage. We're a bit greedy here. Getting slightly punished, but it's not that big of a deal. Now we could go for something like Saul, because of the Raven. The issue is that Guilliman is still at 30, right? So that's a bit of a problem. Maybe we can start with the Legionnary or with the Curse of the Raven. Why not? Second Roger squad, we could play it, but I think, yeah, the 3/6 looks a lot better. And now we're gonna have trouble because we don't have a long-term answer to that thing. We really want our Cadus next right now. we could do that and just hope that Guilliman doesn't have his second Marcellus. It seems unlikely given the fact that he hasn't played much in the previous turns. So might as well just pick the 2 points of damage. And that. Okay. Yeah. It makes a lot more sense to me, laying this on the face. I feel like it's a bit too early for Deliverance. Goes for it instead of Inescapable Cell. Okay. So I guess his idea is that next turn he wants to get rid of the other 7/9 and also play Inescapable Cell. Perhaps we could have seen the Apothecary instead of the 4/4. But like, hey, at least it did pay our Informer Network. So we did run into a deck that was filled with anti-stealth. That's a bit unlucky for us, but that's just how it is, right? So now, we're in trouble. Like, this is a play that shows that the Ultramarine is super confident, and that we have nowhere to run actually. Taking 3 to the face just to do 3 to the enemy face is usually what you want to do as the Raven Guard, not as the Ultramarine. Supply lines might be useful just to get that bike. We could also see just Raven's Talon and maybe poke into the Marcellus, because there's no way we're actually killing our opponent. He probably has lethal. I mean, not this turn, but then after. And it's very hard for us to play around that. Okay, Speeder. It's a shame. We're just 2 points of energy off. If we had the Dueling Sight in our hand, we could do that, but we've done so much, we've drew so much, and we can't see it yet. So it could actually have been almost acceptable if we could have killed the 8/6. But now that we're out of Deliverance, what it looks like we're gonna have a very hard time hiding each and every turn. We can't even... does this help? No, not quite, right? We kinda need to play Guerrilla Warfare and see what we top deck and hope we top deck into something good. Yeah, we're 1 turn short for playing Reckoning 2. Our enemy is still at 20. We do need to play Guerrilla Warfare and let's say top deck. I don't know what we could top deck even. Not even sure. Like Drilling Sight. If we top deck Drilling Sight now, we can play already squad and then and then hide on the Doombringer. But like 5 cards left and no Drilling Sight, that's a bit of a shame. Overall he had the anti-stealth the 2 times we used our hiding cards. Well played for him. Very well played from ConstantinValdor. Yeah, it always feels bad losing a game as a Raven Guard when your hand is so full like this. But yeah, not much we can do here. We used to think there was righteous justice. So it looks like we're 1 step closer to World War III. We're gonna decide what to pick then between Horus, Tarvitz, or Corax. Looks like he's gonna go for the Horus. Maybe he will give us a glance at the list. I can see the Sabotage from here. I can see Wandering Sight into the Escape Vents. I can also see 2 Pi Alphas. I'm not entirely sure that's what you want to see. Actually, yeah, 2 Pi Alpha, they seem relevant because Amon can stun and Exodus can also stun. So lots of this much of anti-stun sounds good, surely. Do we like draw? We have double Ravage City, and we don't have Void Engagement. I can understand that, even though Void Engagement is always great as Horus. Ravage City feels nice against the Exodus and against Amon Tauromachian. Not that much against Amon actually, especially with double Pi Alphas. But against Exodus it does feel nice, like you can prevent your opponent for just adding another trap to your deck. I'm pretty sure that Valdor likes a lot the 6/8 Terminators, and they also kind of work against them, even though it's not like crazy or anything. But that's it. Okay. So how do we do this now? I see Kadak Squad, I see 1 Kadak Squad, double Xetza. Oh, we saw everything. You guys can pause in the video. I think, yeah, Melgator, Saga, of course, Malaghost, of course, double Xetza. For 2 Escape Vents, Yeah, I kinda like it. Okay, we're gonna remove one pi alpha and add one informant network. I mean, it's always useful against Rouboute. Like if your opponent goes a bit greedy and doesn't want to hide early, sometimes it's a thing he has to do in order to win the game, then we can just draw into a network because we will have enough cards and reveal it and kill him. So I guess he's hoping to face Exodus with that. Sabotage isn't the card that useful against Custodes, I think. Am I wrong? Like, what troops are there in an Amon? I guess there's Rouboute, the 6-5, that's rifles, the bikes too, probably the 6-5 was Survivor 2, the 5-6 that gives +1 point of attack. I can't remember the names, I'm sorry. So yeah, none of these are great sabotage targets. Whereas in Exodus, you can always, if you can sabotage a Serpent Squad or anything like turn 5, he plays Serpent Squad, escape vent on it, and you go in from a network and sabotage. It's not the best answer, but it's still an answer, right? Let's see. So that's how the smoke grenade. It's an okay turn 1. This is draws. He's gonna draw with his Warlord, of course. That's a good decision. The Corvus squad is good, but not that good actually. Because with the first strike he can just swing into it. Okay. Sorry to remember that there is no Corn's favor in this matchup, in this game. Well, because the card is forbidden, so we don't have to be afraid of that. Probably gonna swing here. Okay, and then one maybe laser rifle or anything. Oh, the 3 Dati, okay. So I guess we're just gonna ignore that and just land that Triad face. Sounds good to me. Double outflank. Definitely gonna be useful later on. We do have the Corax Quack to go with Escapement, that's a very good draw. Paragon Spear comes in. Not too worried about that just yet. But yeah, oh, Targos. Targos feels very good. Yeah, it's probably better than the Corax Squad. Bit of a shame that we remove that Pi Alpha, but like, I can see why you would want an Informer network against Exodus. I can definitely see it, I mean, and well, that was many 3 energy cards. Like, he had to remove one, and I think Pi Alpha was the best to remove. Okay, please hit the drop pod, thank you, that feels good. That feels really good. Now the Pi Alpha comes in and we get a mark of Slaanesh. So we could actually, gonna go for that. Okay, I kinda like it. And then what? Sabotage comes in too. Not exactly what I wanted to see, because even though it removes a jam, it's never too great to... Well, sabotage your Targos, you like having those marks, don't you? And because he got that sabotage, he's tempted to heal the 6-5. I can't say what decision feels the best to me. I haven't played Horus enough, and especially not in this matchup. So, yeah, the issue here is that he can, if he has anti-stun on his Warlord, he can very easily get rid of the 6-5. But if he does have anti-stun, he can just stun our thing times and times over again, but then it uses his entire turn. So overall, I kind of think I like this decision. It feels weird against Amon, but given the fact that we already have sabotage and that Amon is stunned, I can see it working. I definitely can see it working. Yeah, that's always an issue too. But alright, some more burn. Let's go. Isn't that a bit too rushed? I would like to see an outflank. Okay, decides not to. Oh, command bridge is perfect. You should draw first. Yeah. Great play. You draw first and then you command bridge. Oh, that's a shame. No vengeful yet. I will pick something very quickly, just so that our opponent thinks we are vengeful while we don't. Just because it's such the obvious choice. Okay, Prenatural skill goes. and that's fine. We can still get rid of the 6-3 because we don't want to take too much. Ravage City is good, definitely something we're going to see now. And I guess I would like to say quick fire to his face, just so that if we draw into the other quick fire and can't swing for whatever reason next turn, that will feel very good. Okay. That, and also the Corax squad. The issue here is we don't have lethal and vengeful top deck, but since our opponent shouldn't have top deck and shouldn't be able to kill us on his own, it should be fine. I don't think he can kill us on that spot, not with 8 points of energy, and I'm not sure that he can actually kill us next time. Okay, so here he's baiting the stun, and with the fact that he has the sabotage in hand, it was a very clever play for him. See, he wanted to... Okay, he has lethal. Don't miss that lethal. Do it! See, so the thing is, he wanted Valdor to feel safe with the stun, because Valdor needs to settle lethal, he needs to do things other than simply getting rid of the Corax squad. So putting the Corax squad as he did was truly a stun this thing. So that's what Valdor fell for. It was correct, since he already saw Pi Alpha and he's not sure that Callion runs a sabotage. It's not a card you see that often in Horus decks. And one with a very good top deck. I mean, there was other top decks too. I think that the second quickfire could have also done it. And we weren't that much threatened by lethal. Of course, I can't know ConstantinValdor's hand, but like we were in Michaelis Copernicus plus Order some Terror range actually. So yeah, it's only 2 cards actually. So it wasn't that unlikely. He could have it. Yeah, because he was still healthy. Like, of how much HP was he? He will only be on 7, right? But with the Gogo squad, he was only on 4, and so he could not swing 4 times. He could only swing twice. Well, he needed to kill on the second blow, thanks to the first strike. So overall, even if we didn't top deck that, I feel like we're kind of safe, and we should have it a turn earlier with the command bridge. I mean, when I say we should, it's because we deserve it, because we played best, because France is best, and Vive la France, and etc. But also, it was very likely that we got it, and it's actually very unlikely to not have that Vengeful Spirit on when there are 10 cards remaining in the deck. I don't think it's a keep in your opening hand, but it's still more than 50-50 to have it, so overall. Now gonna decide what he will play, Tarvitz or Corax. I'm not sure what's best. I feel like Tarvitz has a very good time against Alpha Legion. Most of the time you can just go too fast for them. Like if you can play Hydra very soon or just so many of your troops, I feel like Alpha Legion is forced to answer boards that are too big early on, or they need to start stunning it very early, and then they just run out of stuns before harrowing. So I kinda like playing Tarvitz against Exodus. Against Amon Tauromachian, I'm not sure of what's best. I still think Tarvitz can do it. I mean, the stuns are very annoying. I will definitely play 2 Pi Alphas. It's something you can do as Tarvitz, I think. There are so many cards already in the deck. But yeah, sure. Okay, he's gonna decide to go for Sabotage over second Pi Alpha, which is again something I can understand because he's afraid of the Serpent Squad. And it's something you should always be afraid of, right? It is definitely a very scary card. Now, I feel like Tarvitz should have board initiative when the squad comes into play. So maybe network is just enough with with the troops you have on board. Sorry, but all in all, it's also good. Maybe 1 Pi Alpha is all you need anyway. You just need to draw it. When with these 2 Lekitios, That should be doable. Okay, we have that Agno in turn 2 on the play, which feels very nice. Okay, counter-attack, what is it gonna be? An asteroid belt. Okay, not every Alpha Legion player plays that. I personally don't. And I'm pretty sure Othnar doesn't, which is the main reason why I don't actually. But here, okay, it feels very good to have it on turn 1. But playing that 7-5, that tank hunter on turn 2 also feels pretty good, right? Heals back to full almost, keep swinging face. Okay. Maybe we'll see the Assiduous squad now. We are really expecting the Lambda Thunderhawk here. That's what the Exodus calls for. Like, I don't want to get hit now, and I know I won't be able to get hit the next turn because I have that Sun in hand. So Callion decides to take everything like a man in the face with his 22 HP, which is very brave, to say the least. Maybe we'll play Lecticio here, I don't know. We want to stay below 6 card in hand, which is absolutely doable with that Tactical Brilliance. And actually, we don't even need that to play that Tactical Brilliance yet. Go for the stun. We could have seen Rhino too, I wouldn't have minded, but like stunning this now also feels good. So, wow, another Exodus. Now that's really painful, and that's also another reason why he didn't mind hiding so early with the first one, but now at least he's out of stealth. So, it should be good. And that 6-5, we're most likely gonna kill it with a 5-4 and just drop right now. That looks like the most obvious play. We're still below 6 card in hand, but we could also see Lecticio Limitatus that could be painful. Like getting our hand above 6 and then having something stun via the Fortune's Veteran. So we could see Rhino, we could also see Drawback Starsight and Hall of Rights. I don't mind both, actually. I couldn't say, yeah, I guess okay. Oh. No, I really think he's gonna go Ravage City and Rhino. We could also see, we could see many different things here. The good thing with Ravage City is that it's costly for him to load his siege ability. It's not free anymore. Or we could just see a Hydra coming in right now. Okay, gotta be careful about positioning. I feel like on the far right is the best. Seeing the instrument after the double hide and the Lambda Thunderhawk would be very painful, but since we gave him 2 cards, it will be unfair, and it's also a keep, I think, in the matchup. So here, positioning is very clean. The card we're most afraid of is the instrument, so that's the one we need to be playing around the most, right? And that's what we do exactly here. Bit of a shame that we don't have this tactical brilliance. Oh, I'm stupid. He can't play the instrument. Yeah, I'm stupid. Don't mind me, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just here. I just started the game. You know, it's not a big deal. Okay. So that's second belt is very annoying because now he can play Ottilan Score next turn if he has it. So now we drastically need our sabotage. Or that's also an answer to Ottilan Score if you don't do anything else. Worst case scenario, I mean. So why not? But that kind of makes me think that what we're going to see is not an Ottilan Score, but rather a harrowing, right? With all of that. So I could also see Ravage City coming in right now, just to use that energy. Nah, Mark of Nurgle is definitely not the best. We wanted to see some more damage. Really like... I don't know how much I like playing it now. I don't think it truly matters. So we have now, from a network, yes, he had the third Exodus. It's not possible because he only played one of minis. And now, well, we can stand the... Can we stand it, actually? Wow, I don't think we can. No, we really need the Pride. Okay, we can stand it. We can stand it and we are dead to... We just saw Melgator. Isn't it best to simply play the other car on the far right with the front line? Which one is most likely? Like, we could take the 5 to the face. Here we just dead to sabotage, right? And bouncing that 3-3 kinda makes me wonder why if there is sabotage. I guess Alpha Legion Seas have plenty of ways to get rid of 4/6 frontline out of a car. But Sabotage knows the card you see all too often in Alpha Legion, and since we already saw the belts, maybe it means he had to get something right, and maybe that thing is a Sabotage. Okay. So second stun comes in, and no, he needs to answer the other troops. So he's out of stuns, basically. Maybe he runs also Silent Death, but I deem it unlikely. Wow, I'm so tense. The problem is our hand is crap. It doesn't do anything. The good news is our deck is full of good top decks. I'm not sure if you have the Destroyer troop thing. And I'm not sure of what Exodus could do in that spot. Okay, just doing that. 6/7, so we're 2 points of damage off, so we do have plenty of lethals, and that's a lethal. Nice, good top deck. We had plenty of them. I'm not entirely sure of what exactly was still in his deck, but I'm pretty sure there was Emperor's Pride. I'm pretty sure there are Longinus. The 3 damage do 3. The second Agnement, Tank Hunter, will have also made the deal. We still had a Pi Alpha too. So it was very unlikely that none of the 5 cards we had in hand were run any of this. It's not just the top deck, it's also about like that Jewback or that second Heart of Fright that could definitely be maybe not Sabotage or Pi Alpha would have played them earlier, but very possibly Longinus, for example. So that's a win. Well. Good lecture. Good decisions in terms of deck. You tried opening with the Corax, didn't work out because Valdor had enough insights, was witty enough to put a couple of anti-stats in his deck. That was a really good decision. Also, the Skittery Protector is good against Horus because he knows that we run escape vents. Like we're not afraid of showing what we do. And it looks like yeah, Callion's back. Hey, congratulations, man, on the win.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was saying, like, a bit unlucky that he had the anti-stat in his first deck. Very smart for him, but like a bit unlucky for you. And then you made the right decisions in terms of what Warlord to bring, and you did play these games perfectly well.
Yeah, thank you. It was pretty tough. I expected that from Constantin. So that was really cool games.
Well, yeah, 2 games that we end up winning with a good top deck, but like these were not the only top decks that could have given us a win, right?
Yeah, I knew I needed anti-stun in this matchup, and I put at least 3 in the all decks, and I had also Pride of the Emperor, of course, and also I think the Jetbike could have done it too. So I have plenty of options.
Oh yeah, I think you also had second Agnomen.
Yeah.
And do you run Longinus in your decks?
And Longinus, so yeah. Definitely.
So like there got possibly 1 or 2 cards that were not lethal on that last game.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, definitely not just out of deck. So I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. I really like that Hydra play. I wasn't sure about it at first because I was the instrument is very painful, but I was stupid because the instrument actually could not be played when you play the Hydra. So yeah, that was a good decision. I guess I would have tried and sneak the Rhino early on, but you were right. It would have done nothing actually, just because of all the stuns. He still had to deny you buffed troops.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall looks like we are 1 step back from starting World War III.
That's right.
Yeah. So I used to think that we were so far ahead in terms of ranking, but when I watched the challenge, I'm like, this is actually a lot closer, you know? I mean, we still played only 6 rounds, but we're not that far ahead.
We have a little advantage, but it can quickly reverse. But well, I'm still confident we will
We'll make it.
qualified for the group stage. But,
Yeah, pretty competitive too. All right, so I'm gonna end this video here. Congratulations, Callion, on the win. It was very exciting. Watching the games live is always a hell lot more exciting. I do hope there is no issue with the Discord OBS recording, and I'll see you guys all later for some more content on the World Cup. Say goodbye, Callion.
See you.